Okay, look, I have strong feelings about the Star Wars prequels. I think that they do not deserve the hate they get. Look, yes, they are trash. CGI is a mess, and the plot's kind of strange, and the character things are weird. The things I will complain about, they did Padme so dirty. Her character arc didn't make sense. She was super cool and I really liked her, and then in the third movie they randomly just made her, I don't know. It was Padme got done really dirty is all I'm gonna say about it for now. Anyways, but let's be real. The Star Wars sequels that came out, they were a mess too. They just had a higher budget and more modern effects. Like, especially the second one of the new ones that came out. Guys, please. That movie was a disaster. Like, it was so random. It took a completely different direction than the first one did. And then the third one, I actually liked the third one. It was the only one of the new ones I actually liked. But the second one just didn't line up with either of them. And like the third one's just kept on making a bigger and a bigger picture. They didn't know what they were doing either. And just because they had a lower budget and less developed CGI for the prequels doesn't mean they should be hated on just as much. Also, let's think about this. What did the prequels give us? The prequels gave us Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was honestly one of my favorite performances in the whole world. I don't know. He just made Obi-Wan Kenobi so freaking likable. Like, wow. And I mean, Natalie Portman honestly gave a really good performance, especially for being 19 years old. Sorry, Snickers. And Hayden Christensen, everyone thinks he was a bad actor. I think he was accurately portraying the character of Anakin, a child abuse survivor and someone who's going through a lot of crazy stuff. There was actually a really good video essay about him. I'll link it in the description. Other things the prequels gave us, literally, I loved so many of the things that Palpatine did. He was just like, he was iconic, man. Like, his outfits were insane. And, I mean, honestly, all of the outfits in those movies were insane. Those were some revolutionary costumes. Like, they were not afraid to be weird, which is, like, kind of what sometimes my outfits are. So, I was really on board with that. Also, we got some really amazing lines. Like, look, movies that are legitimately good, with good acting throughout, high budget, those are good movies, duh. But also, movies that don't take themselves super seriously are also good movies. Because, I mean, part of being a human is you can't take yourself super seriously all the time, or you just look really silly, honestly. And yeah, and so the prequels they really just gave us some pretty quality lines. Like, they gave us lines that we like and that we wanted and that really fit in with fandoms. Like, I mean, I don't like sand. They gave us I don't like sand. They gave us hello there. They gave us another happy landing. They gave us so many good lines like that, and they also gave us a really dope soundtrack. Snickers. The new ones, let's see, what did they give us? They gave us Kylo Ren. I cannot complain about Kylo Ren. I think I really loved I loved the arc of Kylo Ren. that was one of the only things I really, really liked about the new ones. Aside from the new ones were pretty cool visually, but you know. And the new ones gave us, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I think the main thing I failed to mention that was good about the recent trilogy was diversity, of course. Yeah, I thought it was really cool how although a lot of the story still centered around white characters, I did like how they had a larger variety of ethnicities and different people represented there. So, yeah, definitely kudos to them for that. But, yeah. The, like, Kylo Ren and Rey being together and, like, giving each other the lightsabers and stuff, I really like that. Like, I like how they added more lore to the Force, but also at the same time, all the rules and logic of the Force kind of don't really make sense, and so they just kind of are digging themselves deeper into complexities that don't make sense, but I'll give it to them. That's kind of dope. I think a really amazing part of the Star Wars fandom is that there's so many branches to it, and honestly, I don't know if anybody really knows everything of what is canon and what's not canon. On a side note, can we just talk about Darth Maul? Like the random thing how Darth Maul like lost his legs and then he has like robotic spider legs. Like what? Like nobody knows that, but also everybody knows that. But like, like I'm not even sure if it's from Clone Wars or what it's from, but it's like, is it canon? Is it not? Like, there's no telling in the Star Wars fandom what's canon and what's not. And I think that in a lot of ways, the prequels were a really nice balance between the serious part of Star Wars, of like quality and canon things, and the like confusing fandom-ish nature of Star Wars. Yeah. And I guess the only other main thing I have to say is it is sad about how they kind of chose to lead up to the first ones, because it just was, there was, in my opinion, there was some really unnatural character arcs. I guess specifically Anakin's story was semi-convincing. Hayden Christensen did really good with it, but it was a bit confusing to watch, I think. And Yoda just going into exile, like, oh yes, you couldn't kill someone, so now you're going to go into exile and do absolutely nothing useful for the next like 70 years. I don't know. Didn't seem like Yoda to me, but okay. In conclusion, the sequels are flawed, but I think they're underrated. And I'm really glad that they've had a random resurgence of popularity.